Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here, bring about conversations of a social and coaching related paradigm. We do that as often as we can, usually several times per week. We try to do that for your listening pleasure so that you can gain more out of your daily life, both personally, professionally. If you're looking for coaching, would love to be of assistance to you. Please feel free to reach out at PO Perception on Twitter and or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either way, we can get into alignment with you, make something cool happen, and hopefully move us forward towards something more meaningful. This particular series is, I don't know if someone's obsessed with you versus in love with you, and that's a two-part series. Going to kind of have that there. So the first is they don't foster independence in the relationship. Look, a healthy relationship means that you can't be with each other all the time. If you are, that means you're going to eventually feel smothered, or you're going to feel like you can't get a breath of fresh air. You're going to feel like you can't be your own independent person, and that will eventually lead to levels of resentment, that'll lead to frustration, that'll lead to pressure, and then the other part of that becomes the other person becomes exceptionally needy. The neediness will eventually lead them to become less attractive in your own mind, and ultimately leading to I guess you'd say, an overall just struggle point, and that ultimately becomes a negative in a general nature. The idea being that when a person is unwilling to live on their own and be kind of in their own space and in their own lane, that neediness will eventually lead to burnout within the relationship even before it's ready. The next is not having boundaries. So communication is super important in relationships. That goes without saying. Matter of fact, I think good communication is if you want to know how good a relationship is, look at how well you communicate with the other person and how heard both parties feel. You'll have a pretty good understanding of where the relationship is, where it's going, where its strengths and weaknesses are, and what happens next, or what will be valuable there. And when we begin to understand the value of knowing how to do that, and or where to go, it's important to understand that boundaries are also a sign of respect. So if a person is respectful of you, they will honor your boundaries, and if ultimately they are not comfortable with that, then they will kind of try to sidestep things and or get to an unhealthy space. The next thing there is to kind of look at things from a level of personal meaning. That is, the rules are set or the boundaries are made, and the other person, the unhealthy person, or the person that doesn't have, that's kind of where things break down. If a person changes rules, then they'll be, you know, that's just a very interesting natured way of going forward. And so when we begin to understand that building healthy relationships is about mutual benefit and not control, the last thing in this series makes sense, and that is, or the last thing in this particular nature makes sense, and that is the absence of the need for control is a sign of a healthy relationship, whereas the struggle or need for constant control is a sign of a relationship that's out of balance and somewhat unhealthy at the very least, maybe even toxic at the very worst. And ultimately, that can become a super valuable nature to where things are going, and ultimately, that can be, valuable and meaningful and hopefully beneficial. So I hope that you continue to reach out and continue to listen. Till next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.